Okay, get ready, because we're going to deep dive into a topic that's super interesting.
Oh, yeah.
It's acupuncture for fertility.
Okay.
We've got some cool material here from the Berkley Center for Reproductive Wellness.
Interesting.
I'm really excited to unpack it all with you.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Yeah.
It's like Eastern and Western approaches kind of come together.
Right.
And what's really cool is at the Berkley Center,
Mm-hmm.
they were the first of their kind in the U.S. to pioneer this blend of these two approaches.
It's not just like needles and herbs, right?
Right.
I mean, they're using things like low-level light therapy,
Oh, wow.
LLLT,
Yeah.
which just sounds so sci-fi, but apparently it has some really promising applications for fertility.
He does.
Plus, they're led by Mike Berkley,
Yeah.
who has been in this field for decades.
Mike Berkley, his story's pretty remarkable.
Really?
He and his wife actually struggled with infertility themselves.
Oh, wow.
And it was acupuncture that actually helped them conceive their son.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What a journey for them.
It was.
Did they know right away that acupuncture was like the missing piece for them?
Not really. They went through a lot of testing, and it turned out Mike had some sperm-related issues, specifically poor morphology and motility.
So just to clarify for our listeners,
Yeah.
morphology, that's the shape of the sperm.
Yep.
And motility is its ability to,
Swim.
swim.
Yeah, effectively towards the egg.
Exactly. Both of which are crucial for fertilization.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And on top of that, his wife was also dealing with anti-sperm antibodies.
Yes.
Anti-sperm antibodies. That sounds intense.
It is.
So that's where the body's basically fighting against conception.
Yeah, it's a really complex immunological issue.
Okay.
Where the woman's immune system identifies sperm as foreign invaders and attacks them.
Wow.
Which obviously significantly hinders the chances of getting pregnant.
So they were facing some serious obstacles.
They were.
How did they even find their way to acupuncture?
Well, Mike's wife had heard about it and convinced him to give it a try.
Okay.
They both started treatments, and incredibly, just 3 months later, she was pregnant.
That's incredible.
Amazing.
Talk about a turning point.
Yeah.
It's no wonder he became so passionate about this field.
It completely changed his life.
Yeah.
He went on to study acupuncture for 6 years.
Wow.
Dedicated his career to helping other couples facing these same challenges.
So from personal struggle to becoming a leading expert.
I know.
That's inspiring.
Yeah.
It sounds like that personal connection really informs the approach at the Berkley Center.
Yes.
You mentioned they prioritize personalized care.
They tailored treatments to each individual's needs, recognizing that everyone's fertility journey is unique. They even offer home visits for acupuncture.
Wow.
Which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, that speaks volumes about their commitment to patient comfort and accessibility.
It really does.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
Yeah.
So let's dig a bit deeper into how acupuncture can specifically help with both female and male infertility.
Okay.
The Berkley Center materials mention that for women, it can improve egg quality, regulate ovulation cycles, and increase blood flow to the reproductive organs.
Right.
So improving egg quality, I mean, that's key, right?
It is, because it increases the likelihood of successful fertilization and a healthy pregnancy. A high-quality egg is more likely to have the right number of chromosomes and be more resilient during the fertilization process.
Makes sense. And regulating ovulation.
Yeah.
That's all about timing, right?
Exactly.
Making sure the egg is released at the optimal time for conception.
Yes.
And increased blood flow is essential for nourishing those reproductive organs. Right?
Yes.
And creating an optimal environment for conception and implantation.
Yeah, and beyond just the physical aspects.
Yeah.
Acupuncture also addresses the emotional side of things, which is often overlooked.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I can only imagine the stress that comes with infertility.
Oh, it's huge. Stress can throw your hormones out of whack.
Yeah.
And make it even harder to conceive.
Right.
Acupuncture is thought to help regulate the nervous system.
Okay.
Calming the fight or flight response, promoting relaxation.
So it's a holistic approach.
Yes.
Addressing both the physical and emotional aspects of fertility.
Yes.
That's really fascinating.
It is.
Now, what about male infertility?
Okay.
We know Mike himself struggled with sperm issues.
He did.
How does acupuncture come into play there?
Well, the Berkley Center's material explains that acupuncture can potentially improve sperm count, morphology, volume, and motility.
Okay.
So, in essence, it addresses many of the same factors that were affecting Mike's own fertility.
So by improving blood flow and reducing stress, it can create a more favorable environment for sperm production and maturation.
Precisely.
And remember those anti-sperm antibodies we talked about earlier?
Yes.
Acupuncture might help modulate the immune response,
It might.
making the environment less hostile to sperm. Wow, it sounds like acupuncture can be beneficial at so many different levels.
It can.
But I'm curious, how does it fit in with more conventional fertility treatments,
Okay.
like IVF and IUI?
Right.
Do people have to choose one or the other?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And it's something the Berkeley Center has really focused on.
Okay.
They've actually developed specific protocols to increase the success rates of assisted reproductive technologies, or RT.
So they're bridging the gap between Eastern and Western approaches.
Yes.
That's pretty groundbreaking.
It is. They believe that these approaches can work synergistically,
Mhm.
with acupuncture potentially enhancing the effectiveness of conventional treatments. For example, some studies suggest that acupuncture before and after embryo transfer can improve IVF success rates.
Wow, that's really promising.
It is.
It sounds like they're really pushing the boundaries of what's possible in fertility treatment.
They are, and their high satisfaction rate and positive patient testimonials seem to speak for themselves.
Speaking of testimonials, I'm dying to hear what people are saying about their experiences at the Berkeley Center.
Okay.
But before we dive into that,
Yeah.
there's one concern that I think is particularly relevant to those trying to conceive miscarriage.
Yeah.
It's something I know many couples worry about.
You're right. It's a heartbreakingly common experience.
Yeah.
And the Berkeley Center addresses it head on.
Okay.
Their website highlights that a staggering 90% of miscarriages occur by or before week 12 of pregnancy.
Wow, that's a sobering statistic.
It is.
So those early weeks are absolutely critical.
They are.
And the Berkeley Center believes that acupuncture can play a role in reducing the risk of miscarriage, especially during that first trimester.
Yeah.
How so?
Well, remember how we talked about acupuncture regulating hormones, improving blood flow, and reducing stress?
Yeah.
Those are all factors that contribute to a healthy pregnancy.
Right.
By creating a more balanced and supportive environment within the body,
Yeah.
acupuncture may help reduce the risk of miscarriage.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So it's not just about getting pregnant, but also about supporting a healthy pregnancy.
Exactly, and the Berkeley Center's approach emphasizes that.
This is also fascinating.
It is.
I'm already starting to see how these different pieces fit together.
Uh-huh.
Okay, before we get to those patient testimonials, I have to ask about something that really piqued my curiosity.
What's that?
LLLT.
Oh, okay.
I know it stands for low-level light therapy,
Yeah.
but what exactly is it, and how does it relate to fertility?
Well, it's a fascinating technology that's gaining recognition in various fields.
Okay.
And the Berkeley Center is at the forefront of using it to enhance egg quality.
But how does light actually improve egg quality? That sounds almost too good to be true.
I know, but it's based on solid scientific principles about how light can interact with cells at a bioenergetic level.
Okay.
The Berkeley Center explains that LLLT works by improving mitochondrial function in eggs.
Okay.
Think of mitochondria as the powerhouses of cells. They provide the energy needed for all cellular processes.
So better mitochondrial function means healthier, more energetic eggs,
Right.
which could lead to better fertilization rates.
Exactly.
Wow.
And potentially higher pregnancy rates as well.
Right.
And the best part,
What's that?
LLLT is painless and non-invasive.
Oh, okay.
It's basically shining specific wavelengths of light onto the targeted areas.
It sounds like something out of Star Trek.
It does.
But I love how the Berkeley Center is combining this cutting-edge technology with more traditional approaches like acupuncture.
I know, it speaks to their willingness to embrace innovation and seek out the most effective tools for their patients,
Yeah.
regardless of where those tools come from.
Now, in addition to acupuncture and LLT, the Berkeley Center also incorporates herbal medicine into their treatments.
Yes.
I'm really curious to learn more about this aspect.
Okay.
So herbal medicine is another cornerstone of traditional Chinese medicine, right?
Yes.
And it's been used for centuries to address a wide range of health concerns,
Mhm.
including fertility. At the Berkeley Center, they create customized herbal formulas for each patient.
That's right.
So it's not just about picking a random supplement off the shelf.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It's about understanding the individual's unique needs and crafting a formula that addresses those specific imbalances.
Okay.
They believe that herbs work from the inside out,
Okay.
complementing the effects of acupuncture, which works from the outside in.
I love that analogy.
It's a good one.
It really highlights the holistic nature of their approach.
It does.
Herbs can be used to regulate hormones, improve blood flow, reduce inflammation, and support overall reproductive health.
Yes.
But it's crucial to remember that herbal medicine, just like any other form of medicine, requires expertise and careful consideration.
It does.
Absolutely. So with all this talk about personalized care and unique formulas,
Yeah.
I'm dying to hear some real-life stories.
Okay.
What are people saying about their experiences at the Berkley Center?
All right.
What kind of results are they seeing?
You're in for a treat. The Berkley Center has a wealth of positive testimonials from patients who have experienced incredible success with their treatments.
Okay.
Shall we delve into those next?
Let's do it. I'm eager to hear how these approaches have made a real difference in people's lives.
Yeah, me too. Okay, let's dive into these testimonials
I'm ready.
and hear what people are saying about their experiences at the Berkley Center.
Yeah, from what I've gathered, these aren't just like generic praise,
Yeah.
right? They really delve into the specifics of what makes the Berkley Center's approach so unique and effective.
You're absolutely right.
Okay, so what's the first story that caught your eye?
Well, there's one from a woman named Jane who is struggling with infertility for quite some time.
Okay.
And she talks about how Mike Berkley became her support system
Wow.
throughout her medical journey, going above and beyond to provide advice and guidance, even beyond the specific services she sought.
That's so powerful. It speaks to that holistic approach we were talking about, right?
Right.
Recognizing that fertility isn't just a physical issue, but an emotional and mental one as well.
Exactly. Jane also mentions how Mike created a safe space for her to open up about anything that was stressing her out,
Okay.
emphasizing the importance of emotional support during such a challenging time.
It sounds like he really understands the toll that infertility can take on a person's well-being.
He does.
It's not just about treating the symptoms, but addressing the whole person.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And then there's Jen, who calls Mike an absolute lifesaver.
Wow.
She praises his attentiveness, his thoroughness in explaining everything, and his compassionate communication style.
Those are qualities you don't always find in healthcare providers, unfortunately.
Right.
It makes such a difference when you feel truly heard and understood by your doctor.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
And Jen also highlights his expertise and well-deserved reputation, emphasizing the confidence his patients have in his abilities.
It's that combination of knowledge, experience, and genuine empathy
Yeah,
that seems to set Mike apart.
it does.
And it's not just the women who are singing his praises.
No.
There's a testimonial from Josh, whose wife was receiving fertility acupuncture from Mike.
Oh, yes. Josh was impressed by Mike's unparalleled experience and knowledge, as well as his patience in explaining the procedures,
Okay.
making sure they felt fully informed every step of the way.
That clarity of communication is so important,
It is.
especially when dealing with complex medical procedures.
Right.
It can really empower patients to make informed decisions about their treatment.
Absolutely. Josh also mentioned the calm and professional environment of the clinic,
Okay.
noting how the soothing meditation music playing in the background helped create a sense of relaxation and ease.
I love that detail.
It's great.
It speaks to that attention to detail, right?
Yeah.
And the understanding that the environment can play a significant role in a patient's overall experience.
It really can.
It's about creating a space where people feel comfortable and supported,
Yes.
which is so crucial when they're already dealing with the stress and uncertainty of infertility.
Absolutely.
Okay, what other gems did you find in these testimonials?
Well, there's one from Lisa, who describes Mike as a wonderful practitioner
Right.
with an incredible capacity for caring for his patients.
It's that recurring theme of genuine care and concern that shines through in all these stories.
It does.
It's clear that Mike isn't just going through the motions.
Yeah,
He's deeply invested in his patient's well-being.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Lisa was particularly impressed by his thoroughness, his willingness to answer all her questions,
Yeah.
and his ability to explain things clearly without ever making her feel rushed.
Those are qualities that can make a world of difference in a healthcare setting.
They can.
It can be so frustrating to feel like you're just being rushed through an appointment
Right.
without having your concerns fully addressed.
Absolutely. Lisa also emphasized the educational aspect of Mike's approach,
Okay.
saying she felt empowered to learn more about her own journey with each session.
That's fantastic. Knowledge is power, right?
Yes.
And it sounds like Mike is really committed to empowering his patients to understand their bodies and their options.
He is.
And then there's Angelina, who had a truly transformative experience with Mike.
Okay.
She describes her decision to seek his care as a turning point in her fertility journey,
Oh, wow.
making her feel like she finally had a doctor on her team.
Yeah, that sense of partnership and collaboration is so essential.
Yeah, it sounds like she had previously felt lost and disempowered in her fertility journey.
She talks about having negative experiences with her previous fertility doctor and clinic,
Okay.
feeling uninformed, ignored, and shut out of important information about her own body.
It's heartbreaking to hear stories like that.
It is.
It highlights the importance of finding a practitioner who respects your autonomy
Yeah,
and values your input.
exactly. Angelina praises Mike's no stones unturned approach,
Okay.
which led to discoveries about deficiencies and hormonal imbalances that could be impacting her egg quality.
That thoroughness and attention to detail can make all the difference.
It really can.
It's not just about applying a cookie-cutter approach,
No.
but taking the time to understand the individual's unique circumstances
Right.
and tailor the treatment accordingly.
And she talks about feeling listened to, respected, cared for, and armed with information that helped her on her path. She even mentioned that Mike made it easy to get herbs shipped across the country and collaborated with her local acupuncturist to ensure continuity of care.
He really goes above and beyond for his patients.
He does.
That level of dedication and support is truly remarkable.
It is.
And these are just a few examples of the many positive testimonials that the Berkley Center has received.
Right.
They paint a picture of a clinic that prioritizes personalized care, combines traditional wisdom with modern science, and genuinely cares about his patients' well-being.
They do.
It's inspiring to hear how they've helped so many people achieve their dreams of parenthood, offering hope and support along the way.
It is.
These stories are incredibly encouraging, but I think it's important to acknowledge that everyone's experience is unique.
You're absolutely right.
Testimonials can provide valuable insights,
They can.
but they shouldn't be interpreted as guarantees of specific outcomes.
Yeah.
Acupuncture and other complementary therapies are not magic bullets.
Right.
They work best as part of a holistic approach that includes conventional medical care, lifestyle modifications, and emotional support.
You're right. That's a crucial point.
It's about finding the right combination of approaches
Yeah.
that work for each individual specific situation.
Right. And the Berkley Center seems to understand that.
Yeah.
Emphasizing personalized care and collaboration with other healthcare providers.
Exactly. They're not trying to replace conventional medicine,
Right.
but rather to complement it and offer additional tools for those seeking to enhance their fertility.
Right.
So we've explored the personal side of the Berkley Center through these heartwarming testimonials.
We have.
But I think it's time to address the elephant in the room.
Oh.
Question of scientific evidence.
Yeah.
Some people might be wondering, does acupuncture for fertility really work?
Yeah.
What does the research say?
That's a valid question.
Yeah,
And it's one that deserves a thoughtful and nuanced answer.
for sure.
Shall we delve into the scientific literature
Let's do it.
and explore what the research has to say about the efficacy of acupuncture for fertility?
I think it's important to approach this topic with a critical eye, examining both the supporting evidence and the limitations of the research.
Okay.
All right, so we've heard those amazing success stories,
We have.
but I think it's important to, look at the science.
Yeah.
What does the research actually say about how effective acupuncture is for fertility?
Well, it's a really complex area of research, and the findings aren't always clear-cut,
Okay.
but there is a growing body of evidence suggesting that acupuncture can play a beneficial role
Okay.
in fertility treatment.
I'm sure there are people out there who might be a little skeptical.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone who dismisses acupuncture as, just a placebo effect?
Well, I would say that while the placebo effect is a powerful phenomenon,
For sure.
trend should never be discounted.
Right.
There's evidence pointing to specific physiological mechanisms by which acupuncture might actually enhance fertility.
So it's not just about relaxing or reducing stress.
Right.
There's something more tangible happening.
Exactly. For example, some studies have shown that acupuncture can regulate hormone levels,
Okay.
particularly those involved in the menstrual cycle and ovulation.
So it could help with things like irregular cycles?
Yes.
Or hormonal imbalances?
Absolutely. And there's also research suggesting that acupuncture can improve blood flow to the reproductive organs,
That makes sense.
creating a more nourishing environment for eggs and sperm.
Right. And what about male infertility?
Yeah.
Is there any evidence to support acupuncture's effectiveness in men?
Yeah, some studies have shown that acupuncture can improve sperm parameters like count, motility, and morphology.
So it's not just about the female side of the equation.
Right.
There's potential for both partners to benefit.
Absolutely. And remember those anti-sperm antibodies we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Some research suggests that acupuncture might help modulate the immune response,
Okay.
making the environment less hostile to sperm.
It sounds like acupuncture can address a lot of different aspects of fertility,
Yeah.
both male and female.
It can.
Are there any specific conditions where it's been shown to be particularly helpful?
Well, there's some evidence suggesting that acupuncture can be beneficial for women with polycystic ovary syndrome or PCOS,
Right.
which is a hormonal disorder that can affect ovulation.
That's good news for women with PCOS who are trying to conceive.
It is.
What about endometriosis?
Okay.
I know that's another condition that can impact fertility.
Yeah, while the research on acupuncture for endometriosis is still somewhat limited,
Okay.
some studies suggest it can help manage pain and improve quality of life,
Okay.
which could indirectly benefit fertility by reducing stress and inflammation.
So it's not necessarily a direct treatment for endometriosis,
Right.
but it might offer some relief from symptoms
Yeah,
and kind of create a better environment for conception.
exactly. And I think it's important to emphasize that acupuncture is often most effective when it's used as part of a comprehensive approach.
Oh.
That includes conventional medical treatments, lifestyle modifications,
Right.
and emotional support.
It's not about choosing one or the other.
Right.
It's about finding the right combination for you.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's worth noting that while the research on acupuncture for fertility is promising, more rigorous studies are needed
Yeah.
to fully understand how it works and how best to use it
Yes,
in different fertility situations.
absolutely.
So there's still a lot we don't know.
Right.
But the evidence we have so far
Uh-huh.
suggests that acupuncture can be a valuable tool
It can.
as part of, the whole fertility journey. It's been so interesting to explore acupuncture and fertility,
Yeah,
from the ancient principles of traditional Chinese medicine to the cutting-edge research today.
I agree.
We've talked about the personal stories, the science, and the unique approach of the Berkeley Center, where East meets West in this pursuit of reproductive health.
It's been a great discussion.
I'd love to leave our listeners with a question to think about.
Okay.
Could incorporating therapies like acupuncture and herbal medicine be valuable for your own fertility journey?
Yeah, it's an invitation to think outside the box, to explore your options, and to approach this journey with an open mind and a sense of empowerment.
I love that.
Yeah.
Whether you're just starting to explore your options or you've been on this path for a while,
Yeah,
remember that knowledge is power.
it is.
Keep learning, keep asking questions, and keep advocating for your own reproductive well-being.
Couldn't have said it better myself.